Although we don't know exactly what life was like in the early to mid-1900s, by looking at artifacts during a class visit to the Lansing Historical Museum, we were able to get a better grasp on childhood during this time. Through this, we discovered that as times have changed, children continue to hold the same responsibilities in their community and enjoy the same activities. Our big ideas align with two of the GLICs for social studies in the K-8 program, teaching children how to be good members of their community and using artifacts such as photos to compare how they differ from the children of the past.
Childhood in the early 1900s, although 100 years ago, there are still some similarities present. Children still read books. One of the most popular books is The Wizard of Oz, as children are often encouraged by the story of heart, courage, and intelligence to overcome obstacles. Toy trains are still present today. Lionel trains are now electric, and they even have full towns. Many girls still play with dolls today to imitate their mother. This is a porcelain doll, and today they have evolved into much more realistic. This is a picture of a one-room schoolhouse. They were very popular in the early 1900s. Today they have expanded into huge facilities that can teach over 1,000 kids per year.
The toys we saw at the museum during the 1920s and 1930s were similar to those that kids play with today. This teddy bear appears no different than the average teddy bear that kids have always played with. This could be that stuffed animals require few materials and in this case are standard and simple. Croquet is a game still played by people of all ages. We can guess that this was a children's set because of the small mallets. The box shows well-dressed children playing croquet in a fancy, spacious living room, so we can guess wealthier children probably played this game. This tricycle was ridden by a small child. We can see that it is only made out of wood and does not have rubber wheels like tricycles do today. The steering system is also different than we see now, but the tricycle ultimately served the same purpose. A doll in the 1920s and 1930s looked much different than the porcelain doll we saw earlier. This doll is more sophisticated looking and is also able to sit up. This doll probably represents what young girls thought beautiful at the time, and although slightly old-fashioned and fashion-looking, still appears very similar to dolls today.
Childhood in the 1940s. As adults, we tend to idolize our childhood as everything was simpler and nothing bad ever happened. Throughout modern history, when a group has a message, they tend to tug at the heartstrings of the memories of our perfect childhood and the nuclear family. When the United States entered World War II, the War Department used our childhood to warn the country about the dangers of war through the darker images of scared and sick children. They used fear. When it came time to buy war bonds and help the country, they used brighter images of happy children. Even the toys and books had a patriotic theme, from little green army men that are used today to fighter pilot coloring books. This type of advertising is still used today, but the focus of children and the perfect childhood is used a little bit different. During election times, the smear campaign asks, "What about the children?" And the positive campaign will show the candidate with their happy family and the kids smiling and having fun. Some things never change.
In the 1950s and 60s, toys are becoming more sophisticated and easier to use. They are no longer made of only wood. They are now made of different materials such as metal and plastic. These are easier to move and handle. These toys have become even more sophisticated in the present day, but they are still common in most households with children. This photo shows children being active in their community and supporting a cause. In the present day, children are taught in schools and at home to be an active member of their schools, community, and society. We are still taught the importance of voting and expressing our opinions today. Badminton and similar games, such as tennis, were a major part of fitness and fun. In present day, they are still a common part of children's lives. The rackets are more practical and easier to use in present day. Baseball is America's favorite pastime. Baseball has been an American sport dating back to the 1800s. Although baseball and baseball gloves looked different in the olden days, children still went out after school to play a pickup game or play catch with a neighbor. This is quite similar to what children do in present day.